just remember one day I was skiing down. It was a lot of powder. It had been snowing for about 3 days, and it was still really, really cloudy. I was skiing with someone, and all of a sudden it came to me. I just discovered whatever motion or technique I had to use to ski in powder, and it worked. And all of a sudden it became so glorious to be in this powder, to be going right down the fall line in total control, and just all happening all around me without any struggle or anything. And it was just like, an enlightening experience.
I like that morning with a couple friends. We had a run on Highlands Bowl last year. Chuck Hall and Richard and myself and George Chenza. It was snowing when we left the bottom for first ride of the day, about 9:30. It snowed until the last 200 yards of the ridge, and it began clearing. It was a dream come true. No one had been there in a long time. We got to the top, ate lunch on top, cleared off completely, bright sunshine. Powder was so light. It was so deep you had to keep throwing your skis out to keep your momentum. And it was all you could see was hats and gloves, occasional ball. You know you can go for it because you can depend on those guys. That really helps. Beepers are really expensive when you go into the shop, but they're really worth it.
Oh, yeah. Got mine on me all the time when it's snowing. I mean, how much is your life worth? $80? So.
There are times when it seems to me that you almost transcend from the reality of skiing down this run to you're just sort of floating in the continuum. It's really nice.
Try something on this really trip. Midnight?
It's comfortable. Even with the avalanches. That's it. It's the most comfortable. I like powder first and cruising second and bumps last.
The way to resolve it is to find out if you can get rescue insurance, and also find out if people would be willing to go rescue people in the backcountry for money. That's what it comes down to.
To get into a solution to the backside is to make a proposal in these different areas, like in Sun Valley and in Aspen and Jackson, organizing a group of people that would like to be on call as a rescue group and get enough so that you could put together a good rescue group.
The issue is not one of one side versus another side being right or wrong. The issue is finding out where people's sentiments really are and how all sides can be satisfied. And perhaps one of the ways was to find out whether people would be willing to go rescue people if they were paid.
The big ski areas and ski promoters are really uptight about the image of the sport, and they don't want the sport to have the image of people skiing down and getting killed in avalanches, you know. They might be really uptight about that.
I think that's an educational thing of turning people on, and that you can go to an area that's safe, that's protected,
Yeah.
It's, designed for the intermediate beginning skier, and that the backcountry is the ultimate in your own personal
Yeah.
experience, because that's exactly
Right.
what it is.
Yeah, it is,
A
right.
lot of people come through the mountain to get to the backcountry. When I first came here, I was into powder skiing. Nobody was into powder skiing, so I'd go off by myself. I went down difficult before anybody was taking tracks down difficult,
Yeah.
and doing it by myself, and down Little Annie's. And, I couldn't get anybody to go with me.
So eventually the problem's going to solve itself. They'll end up developing the backsides of the mountains, and the only way to be able to get powder is on skins.
Like when Wilk went out there and skied Little Annie and difficult and nobody else did, he pushed through a lot of limits. And Kenny went up with Michael P. and skied North Face of Broome Bell. They pushed through limits. And all it is pushing through your own limits. I mean, you can't really hold people back. All you can do is to say, look, this is what we're doing, and this is where our limits are. We're going to go on from there.
Not everybody's going to go off on the backside and everything like that. If you were, involved in an accident back there, that you'd be liable for all the expense of the rescue operation. If he goes out now, he's putting the patrol in jeopardy, and the whole trip. He's going to incur a whole expense and everything like that if he needs to get rescued.
When your head makes it sound weak.
Sort of get spaced out. Yeah, I've been floating on top of the powder. You lose all direction. You lose yourself in it. You get to the bottom of a mountain, you turn around, you look back up, and you've just had a oneness with that slope. It's like a painter on a canvas. You put your tracks down, you weave through the trees, you get lost in the oneness of it.
You can't really describe the feeling of doing it. At least I can't. When I'm powder skiing,
When I first got into it, it was because I was really blown out about what was going on the mountain. The competition for the styles and the clothing and, you know, the lift lines and the prices of the lifts and all that. So I went out in the back on touring skis to get away from all that. And when I was out there, I saw all this that could be skied, and the equipment I had wouldn't ski it. So I looked for ways to put together equipment that would allow me to do both of those things and not have that be there. Now, if this whole thing turns into the ego trip, the same ego trip, being out there for the style and the clothing and, you know, and all that, then it really ruins it. And if it's promoted to the person on the level of absent of the ego and doing it for yourself and the own feelings that you get out of it personally, doesn't make any difference if anybody watches you ski that slope or not. You're going to ski it for yourself. Then you're directing it to the group of people that you really would want out there. A group of people that you would like to have assist you if something did happen. And somebody that you wouldn't mind sharing a slope with.
as I left early that day, I was doing my carpenter job, you know, and I had to quit skiing at 2 o'clock, and Fitz and Joe went over there, and like, the whole thing slid on them that day. Really get deep in it. Yeah. Better exposure too. Actually, it gets late afternoon. Oh, nice feeling, huh? Looks nice. Hey. Straight ahead, huh? I lay out on it just like one does on a wave, body surfing it. And the only real danger at that point was the snow was so fine and so light that it was choking me. But then I got my hand over my mouth, and then I kept going with it, and then I knew I was all right unless I got crunched up too bad when the whole thing stopped. And luckily, it didn't take me to the very end of itself where it compressed the most, but left me a bit above that point when it was all over, when all the movement had stopped. I couldn't move, but I just kind of moved my neck, and my head popped out of the snow, and I was really glad in a way being caught in an avalanche. And you hear about it, but you never expect it to happen to you. And then when you finally realize that it's actually happening to you, it's a very strange realization. Powder skiing is one of the few things you ever do that is pure pleasure. It's not registering so much, it's just being received. It's not going to my brain, it's going to my senses.
There's sort of that little cliff that's, really short, and it goes out like that, and you go into the dead trees. And then you cut over to your right. Yeah. Yeah, and you go to the right.
not the same.
I feel like if backcountry gets popular, with people in it, you're just going to have the ego trips. There's just not that many people around that do things for those reasons, like you're talking about, the purest reasons. I don't dig the lift scene at all. I mean, you know, my experience has been, for the last couple of years, I just started going back more and more. First on touring skis, and I got so I could ski the stuff on touring skis, you know, and have a good time. And then last winter, I got turned on to using alpine skis, and I found it to be the ultimate thing for me. You know, just because you go out there and there's nobody around, and you really feel like it's an adventure, you know, instead of just a ride.
You know, I just dig poking around in the places, you know, backcountry, you know. I mean, all the, you know, just exploring. That's what I really get out of it, is exploring. I like to go find all kinds of new places to go, because ever since I've been little, I've been into exploring, you know. You know, exploring new limits, basically. Getting into something that was unknown, and I did kind of get involved with a few avalanches, you know, when I first went out. But then I got into the attitude of really being aware of it and trying to, you know, figure out what the condition of the snow was and everything like that. And confidence came from understanding what was going on and so on. You know, so it became a place of really being at home, going out and skiing steep avalanche chutes and things like that, just because I felt confident in doing it, you know. So there's that aspect. And then there's the, you know, man, when there's 2 feet of new snow out in Keno Gully, you know, that's pretty outrageous.
I dig the solitude. Being up on Hayden by myself, you know, up on top, looking down that run, to me that's just really a high.
Your objective really should always be first to be an observer, and then from the information that you get about snow conditions and so on, adjust your objectives accordingly. The fact that guy who went out there and got caught in an avalanche, that was perfect for him.
Exactly.
And the ones that go out and come back and go out and come back, they're doing that because their intention is to go out and come back.
Like you said, there's the people that go with the intention of going and coming back, and there's the people that just go to go. There really is a difference.
The thing is that those people are probably going to eat it in something.
Yeah.
You know, they'll go out and pile up their car, or they'll drown, or they'll, you know, create cancer for themselves or something.
And I'll tell you, you know, the people that do that usually stick together, and the people that go the other way usually stick together. I mean, they're all saying, yeah, man, go for it. You know, that's far out. We dig what you're doing. You know, and then you're out there, you know you've got that agreement, and you're out there going for it, you know. They see you out there pushing the ultimate limit, and they know that that means they can for sure push their limit.
The room to make the decisions for themselves. In other words, not having that control.
Let them push
not
their
having Forest Service control. Give them the credit for you know, being rational beings.
Yeah, really. That's the thing about this damn government, you know, they just, that slow progression, you know, to where you can't go for it when you want it. You can't risk your life when you want it.
I shot off the edge of the gully and went into the other side. It was the heaviest fall I ever had in my life, practically. I thought I was dead, but when my skis were on, I landed, I dug a big hole. I landed in relatively soft snow. I think I was kind of lucky there. My skis didn't come off, so I just skied out of it. I didn't feel anything, but I racked myself up enough in that fall that I took the next 2 weeks off and went to California for 2 weeks.
And the sun came out. That's pretty, huh? Ah, all right. That's, you know, past these cliffs here, there's a nice place.
That's what we thought about doing next. That's
yeah, that's incredible.
And then there's some chutes over there we'll probably ski.
Oh, really?
I found some really good snow way over that way, by the trees.
Is that you set off that nice little
And I really don't like skiing on hardpack anymore. I won't even go out 2 or 3 days after a storm when it's real hardpack, unless it's a super sunny day. I like skiing crud and powder, and to be skiing down the hill and just be so in tune, if you get to that space of your mind and your body and the nature around you all being in tune together. And it just comes to a union, and it's spiritual.
do in powder skiing. There's no set way. A lot of people ski it differently.